secondary raw material utilization. We had two speakers where we have seen that the last speaker, the size of the transformer is so big, and people were thinking that what can be done to reduce it. But my question is, where from this material will come? Copper, huge copper. Where from the copper will come? Anybody? Yeah? From mines. Okay. We have specs. What are the materials in the specs? Plastic, glass, maybe fiber, maybe metal. Where from this material is coming? Where from you get the plastic? Where from you get the plastics? What is the material? Where from the plastic comes from? Yeah? Exactly. It is coming from different refineries. Right? So where from the raw material comes to the refinery? Yeah? The crude oil. Where from this crude oil is coming? Again? Mining. Right? So now see, what is the problem for us? For years together, for decades together, what we have been doing, we are extracting, these are all natural resources from the mine, crude. We are extracting material from the natural resources. And these natural resources are processed and then we make something. And this material, what we are manufacturing, the raw material are being used in different applications. Like this one, this microphone. Here is metal, some coils, some plastics. So all this, if we go to the source of this material, then we will find that at the manufacturing stage, each of the material is coming from the natural resources. So what happens? That we are extracting natural resource, and after this material is not in use, say it is not working, then what do we do? What do we do? Throw it away. Right. Where it goes? If we throw it away, where it goes? It goes to? Have you seen dumping yard? Have you seen any dumping yard? West dump yard? Where? Yes? One is in Dhapa. Another? There are several. In Damdam is there. If you go beyond Damdam, say 5 kilometers, 6 kilometers, there are 3 dumping grounds near the station, Belgoria station. So, if I ask you to stay for 24 hours beside either Dhapa or any dumping yard and start 4 hours, will you stay? Yes or no? Yes? Why no? Because the environment is not safe for us. There are rodents, there are gases, there are methane and so many things. So do we want any downside? Yes or no? No. We don't need any downside. Then what can be the solution? And where all the materials will go? Do you have any answer? The answer is SRM, secondary raw material. The raw material extraction from the natural earth has been in abundance. We have extracted, and whenever any material reaches at the end of life, end of its lifetime, we throw it away. that becomes our habit. So the first thing is that we have to change our habit, and we have to reduce and change our consumption pattern. How many pens you have? You? Yes? In your home? At your home, how many pens you have? About 20. You ask your father that how many pens you had at my age. He will say maybe one or two maximum, and that too, whenever those were exhausted, he had to ask father, I need a pen, and then only he will come. What does it mean? We are wasting resources. So friends, all of you, why I brought you in front? This needs a cultural change in your mind, the behavioral change in your mind that first reduce your consumption pattern. Whatever is not required, don't take those. And whatever you have, after the use, don't throw it away. Because you know that ultimately we have to reduce the extraction rate of the natural resources. You heard two experts' voice. All the materials. If I can plan to have an alternative way of providing those materials, think of the weight. Like 450 kg of copper in one transformer. If I give him the material which has already been wasted to manufacture that, then do we need to extract the material from the natural resources? No. That means you are contributing to the sustainability of the environment. So that's why today the importance of secondary raw material has come into play. I am also in one of the ISO committee member where we are developing the standard for secondary raw material. What should be the nature, what should be the characteristics, how the standardization will be complied with, and all these things. Throughout the world, we are searching for this secondary raw material. I want to show you how much waste we are generating in our country. And these are all potential resources for generation of the secondary raw material. And if you look into the numbers, I have taken from one of my research articles, you won't believe that how much amount you are wasting every day. Only in the household. Do you know how much waste you are generating? Anybody? Anybody, do you have any idea? Nearly 700 to 800 grams per day. In Kolkata, our average is 600 to 1 kg of waste. And if you consider USA, they are wasting around 2,200 grams, 2.2 kg per day per head. So here, how many types of waste? Solid waste. That means this is only from your household, paper, your kitchen waste. Then hazardous waste from different factories, sludge, electronic waste, plastic waste, agricultural biomass. 990 million tons per year we are generating. Food waste, 68.7 million tons per year. Lithium battery, ELB, you know ELB previously, we have recently the regulation and also the rules. ELB means end of life of vehicle. How many of you have car or bike, mobile? Anybody? Do you know that today, if your age of the car is more than 15 years, then you cannot fly on the road in the city. So where this car will go? This is called the end of life of vehicle. A huge amount. In India, in next 1 or 2 years, this will be nearly 7.5 million metric ton. And metal scraps, 28 million metric ton. Now, out of this, you know that nearly 11.7 million metric ton is we are exporting. So, and this construction and demolition waste, around 150 million metric ton. The building, when it is crashed, when it is demolished, all the waste. So what we will do? So all this amount is a potential source of secondary raw material. Now what would be the fate of this secondary raw material? I'll give one or two examples. I'm working on a Norway project. The municipal waste, which we were telling about the dumping, in Andhra Pradesh, in two places, one is Vizag, another is Guntur. We are taking 1200 tons per day. 1200 tons is a huge amount into our waste to energy plant. Do you know how much we are generating? Power. 16 megawatt hour from each of the plants. Two plants. We are taking 2,400 tons per day and we are generating 32 megawatt of electricity. So this is the way by which we can take the waste and use as a secondary raw material for different processes. Like we are making cement out of, fly ash. Have you heard the name of fly ash? Anybody? Just raise your hand. Fly ash. Where from it comes? It comes from thermal power station where coal is burned. Huge fight. But today we have a solution that this fly ash we are utilizing as a secondary raw materials where we are making cement, we are making dams, we are making different construction material, we are making paved like this steel slag, we are making the road pavement. You have seen it. In Kolkata there are many places that is there. So, my submission today to you is, please don't waste any wastage material. Try to utilize that. You can read this. This is a new concept which has come throughout the world very recently. You just read it. You please read it. Read it for all of us.
From EPCD to circular economy defined.
Please start from here.
Circular economy is a system-level approach to economic development and a paradigm shift from the traditional concept of linear economy model of extract, produce, consume, dispose, and deplete.
This is our present concept. Traditionally, what we do, Baba ek pen lagega. So he is bringing 20 pens, and after using it or not using it, whenever it is not working, throwing it away. So where from this material comes? From the natural resources. So you are extracting E, then producing the pen, then consuming, utilizing the pen, and at the end of this utilization, you are disposing and depleting. Depleting means you are throwing it away, it will have no use. So this is EPCD2, extract, produce, consume, dispose and deplete. But we have to change the paradigm, we have to have a paradigm shift, we have to change the concept. What is that concept? Read it.
To an elevated
elevated level
of achieving zero waste by resource conservation through changed concept of design of production processes.
So what we have to do is, now we have to change the design, we have to change the processes. What is the change? Change the material so that the material lifetime is more. change the processes so that the sub-processes are less in manufacturing. You are all engineers. In all manufacturing processes, you have to redesign the processes so the number of sub-processes are less. Energy consumption is less. Water consumption is less. Manpower is less. So as a matter of fact, then
production process and material selection for higher life cycles, conservation of all kinds of resources, materials and or energy recovery all through the processes, and at the end of the life cycle for a specific use of the product will be still fit to be utilized as the input material.
That means, so you have to design in such a way that at the end of the lifetime of a particular product, it can be paint, it can be pointer, it can be your specs, it can be clothes, anything, that should be fit for use as a raw material for a second manufacturing process. That we call secondary raw material. Still fit for the utilization of our
input material to a new production process in the value chain with a closed loop material cycle that improves resource efficiency, resource productivity, benefits businesses and the society, creates employment opportunities and provides environmental sustainability.
So this is the thing we want. And I like to give you the message, please try to use secondary raw material in the processes. I have a number of slides, but we don't have time. Today, it is called recycling business. The recycling business is in such a volume in India. In next 10 years' time, the recycling business will take the business side of within 1 to 10. So friends, try to engage in recycling business. This is a big opportunity for all of us. You are not to think of where from you will get the material. And as a matter of fact, this is not only a business, but also what you can do is you can reduce the extraction of the natural resources, which is a contribution to the society, which is a contribution to the environment. So with this, I'll end here. But there are a lot of things which you have to learn. Don't waste your time by coming to this type of conference. Whatever is spoken by the experts, please try to follow, otherwise go out. Nobody wants a blank head. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Chandra. So, I'll entertain not for the seniors, only the juniors. Any questions, any query for the juniors?
Your question.
No, yeah, that's it. Okay, can anyone please help? Okay. Does economic welfare contribute to more production of waste? Does economic welfare contributes to increased production of waste? Like more the economic welfare, the more will be the waste produced.
I can understand your question.
He wants to ask if there is any correlation between the development and the amount of waste.
What do you think? Yeah, all right. What do you think?
It depends on the.
If you don't have money, will there be any resources to be consumed? No.
You cannot buy.
That means you cannot buy. That means waste is less. But if you have affluent, full of money, hey, bring it. No, I don't take. Okay, 1 kg. So I'll take only 50 grams and rest will throw it away.
Japan has money, so do US.
Japan, do you consider Japan's culture with any other country's
So
culture?
that depends on the culture, not the economic.
It is the culture. They are not wasting any product. Whatever is consumed, I mean, you know SDG 12, Sustainable Development Goal.
Yeah.
12 says that production and consumption you must have a control. And it says 8 sub-processes. So Japan has done all these things quite far ago from this 2015 when this SDG was instituted. So in that way, don't compare with Japan, but try to follow what Japan is doing.
And very useful talk. This is very useful talk. Don't forget it.